everyone, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com, and today's post is a little unique, and I titled it The Feather Duster and the 2x4. So this isn't necessarily a reading, but this is a story that I thought was really interesting to share, because sometimes in life we have these events or we have these things that go on, and the synchronicity is just really hard to deny, and it just further gives credence to the fact that we are all connected. There is source. There is something more than all of us out there, and we're all trying to figure it out and understand it. So I hope you enjoyed the story and the lesson that follows the story. So last week I was in a spiritual group meeting. On Wednesdays we meet together and we discuss certain topics about the universe and source and all these other things, and we explored how the universe gives us signs, but sometimes we ignore the signs. We're, as humans, really good at doing that. Even when we ask for direction, we ask for clarity, and the signs are presented to us, it can be easy to dismiss, or maybe we don't understand them, or that type of thing. But ultimately, we have guides, protectors, angels, even source, regardless of what you call it. There is something around us that's always guiding us, always trying to influence us. And ultimately, they have our greater good in mind, but it's our own free will and our personal actions to see these signs and do something about it. And we shared these experiences, and we're going back and forth with different events that's happened in our life, and people were questioning, how do things align, or how does all this make sense? And someone said a phrase, and it was so spot on. They said, sometimes we're guided with a feather duster, meaning our guides just kind of gently nudge you in the right way, and sometimes we're hit with a 2x4. It's like, look, you're going to pay attention here, and you're going to, stop and pause for a moment. And I can say personally that I was hit by a 2x4 last week. And so, going on with my story, it's bedtime, I'm locking up the house, I'm turning all the lights off, and just as I turned off the last light to get ready to go to bed, I spun around and I tripped on a rug, and I hit the ground, and I hit the ground hard, to the point where my kids ran out of the room. They want to know what mom just did, and I told them, I said, man, I just fell down. I can't even believe I tripped on this rug. I stood up, my foot was hurting, but I just kind of tried to walk it off and go to bed. So I get up in the morning, my foot is crazy sore, swollen, bruised, and me, being, my family calls me the earth muffin, I go and get my essential oils, right? So I put frankincense all over my foot, thinking, anti-inflammatory, kind of help with some circulation issues, that type of thing. Limped around for the morning, still was in a ton of pain. And I realized that things were not right, and they were not going to get better. In fact, they were getting worse, and I ended up in the ER. So, hoping something was just torn or bruised really bad, I learned I broke my foot. I had a fracture in my right foot after the x-ray had come back. So I'm leaving the hospital. They give me crutches, put me on a boot. They have my foot wrapped up in a bandage. I have to go to an ortho neuro doctor, all these other things. And I'm like, how in the world does something so silly create such a convoluted, complicated situation? So I had a lot of time to ponder over this as I was sort of laid up over the weekend, and I was just dumbfounded how something so goofy could have such a result. And it led me back to thinking about the conversation of the feather duster and the 2x4, and reflecting on this 2x4 theory. And after thinking about this, I feel like I've come to this realization that, at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of 2020, and we all either have resolutions, or maybe it's just a time to be mindful. You think about what you want, you ponder over maybe where you've been, where you want to go. Well, I set some goals for myself, and I'm going to some Love and Light expos. I've already scheduled that. I'm expanding on my Reiki and aromatherapy sessions. I became a life coach, also a wellness coach, so I'm exploring that more. But I think most importantly, my goal for 2020, sooner rather than later, is to get my book finished. Many of you that have been with me for some time now know I have been writing a book, and it's been a very, very slow process. And I'm finally to the point where it's pretty much written, and I'm in the final editing phases right now. So I really believe that this setback is here to force me to slow down, reflect on my goals, and to get this book completed, because that's all I've been talking about with my husband for several weeks now, so we can finally see this thing to fruition and see it in print. So I wanted to share this with you because even though life can hit you hard and it can feel like you've been hit by a 2x4, there's probably some positive reason or something that's in your greater good waiting for you. And I wholeheartedly believe that things happen for a reason. They just aren't always clear, and the path to something great can be paved with a lot of bumps. And I definitely got hit with some bumps along the way, but remember, and this is how I try to look at it, the bumps can make the destination that much sweeter. So if you can have some kind of a positive outlook and try to think about things bigger than what they just are, oftentimes it might not be so bad because there might be a lesson or might be some kind of a learning opportunity there. Even though we might not like it, in the end, you're going to be that much stronger because of it. So I wanted to share that with you. And if you have a story where you were hit by a 2x4, I would love to hear it. I think this could make for great conversation, be inspiring, and help us support each other as we go through different things. So please feel free to leave a comment if there's something that you'd like to share. I'd like to hear it and see, what experiences you've had, what synchronicities have happened in your life to maybe in the end make you a better, stronger person. So I will leave you with that. Again, thanks for sharing, liking my stuff, passing it on. All that helps me out a lot. And if you'd like to further support the blog, please visit me on my Patreon channel. Not expected, but always appreciated, and I'm very grateful for my patrons out there. Again, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thanks. Bye.